Johnson's Auto Wax present another polished period of syncopation and exaggeration, musical stuff and masterful nonsense with Rico Marcelli's orchestra, Gail Page, the Three Kings, and Marion and Jim as your hilarious, happy-go-lucky Heidi Hobos, Fibber McGee and Molly. And we lead off with Marcelli and his men playing...
Wait a minute there, son. I got me a little something here that me and Molly is going to read.
Well, is it necessary?
No, it's poetry.
Oh, I see.
Come on, Molly. Come on, Molly.
You may fire when ready, McGee.
Okay. Listen, my children, and you shall hear.
How to get a grin from ear to ear.
Use Johnson's wax upon your car.
It's easy to use.
Goes twice as far.
Whether it's rainy or whether it's fair.
It saves your finish from weather and wear.
It saves you time and cuts your expense.
Waxed cleaner for 98 cents.
With a can of touch-up enamel free.
Just take this tip from Molly and me.
While you make a note of the wax device.
Marcelli plays New Sun in the Sky.
I see a new sun up in a new sky, and my whole horizon has reached a new high. Yesterday my heart sang a blue song, but today hear it hum a cheery new song. I dreamed a new dream, I saw a new face, and I'm spreading sunshine all over the place. With a new point of view, here's what meets my eye. New love, new love, new sun in the sky.
And here we find our two chuckle champions, Fibber McGee and Molly, as they cheerfully charge along in their chug chariot. Did we say cheerfully? Well, just wait.
Better slow down a bit, McGee. There's a bridge up ahead.
Oh, shucks, Molly, that's a brand new one. You don't have to slow down for that bridge.
Oh, oh no?
What you mean, oh, no?
McGee, you'll not only have to slow down, you'll have to stop. 'Tis a toll bridge, it is.
A toll bridge? Well, now ain't that just my luck?
You better pull up, McGee. The man's putting the gate down.
Okay. Gotta get them brakes fixed.
Is this a new toll bridge, mister?
That's right, lady. Just open to the public.
Well, pay the man, McGee. Don't just sit there and blink.
Now, wait a minute, Molly. I'm thinking. What's the toll, Bud?
2 bits for the car and driver, and nickel for extra passengers, 30 cents.
30 cents. Kind of steep, ain't it?
Oh, I don't think so. Finest bridge in the state.
Shucks, who cares? I didn't order it. I just soon go across on 2 planks myself. This the only crossing place?
Well, you go down the river a ways, but it'll take you about 20 miles out of your way.
Well, McGee, are you going to go back, or do you feel like 30 cents?
What'd you say the toll was, Bud?
25 cents for you in the car, 5 cents for the extra passenger.
5 cents for the extra passenger. What's the charge for pedestrians? What do you charge for walking across?
5 cents.
Oh, well, guess you can sit still then, Molly.
Say, McGee, if either of us walked across, could be yourself. Come on now, pay the man and let's get going.
That'll be 30 cents, mister.
Now, let me think a mite. You say it'd be 20 miles out of the way to go down the river to the Free Bridge, huh?
That's right.
Let's see now. 20 miles, 23 miles to the gallon, 18 cents a gallon. 20 23rds, 18 cents. That'd be 23 times 18, divided by 20, about 16 and 7/8 cents. Plus wear and tear on the car, about 2 cents. About 19 cents. 19 cents from 30 cents is 11 cents. 11 cents. We'd save 11 cents by going the other way, Molly.
Sure. And the wear and tear on my nerves would be 12 cents. Come on, pay up, McGee.
Okay. Hey, wait a minute. Listen, Bud.
Yeah?
Ain't this here river shallow enough to ford?
Sure. It's only a foot deep most of the way across.
Oh, it is, huh? Well, then, Sonny, here's where we kind of take the state for 30 cents.
McGee, what are you going to do?
Ford the river, Molly. There's a nice place right down.
And why would they be building this big bridge if you could drive across the water, mister?
That's easy, lady. That's quicksand.
Oh. Quicksand, huh? You had your lunch yet, Bud?
Yeah, why?
Oh, I just wondered. I was going to offer to tend the bridge for you once you went to lunch. I'd do it cheap for about 30 cents.
McGee, will you quit being so enocomical and be on your way?
Yeah, you better get a move on, brother. One way or the other. There's another car coming.
Pay up or back up, McGee?
30 cents.
Shucks, this here must be one of them there auction bridges. Does everybody have to pay this here toll, Bud?
Yep, every car traveling under its own power. Would you mind either going across or pulling over, mister? Here comes another car.
Oh, dear. Well, go on, McGee. Don't you see there's another customer behind you?
Well, can you imagine this here?
What?
The starter's stuck. I can't get her started.
Well, it was working all right this morning, McGee.
Come on, brother. We can't wait all day for you. Come on. Get going, mister.
Shucks, this here starter don't seem to work. Wouldn't that just cut you in two and plow you under? Looks like that there feller back there'd have to push me across.
I don't care how you get across, but don't hold up the traffic, mister.
Excuse me, might want to ask that there feller back there for a push. And say, I just happened to think of it. If we're being pushed, it won't be under our own power. That won't cost us nothing, will it, Bud?
Oh, yes, it will. That'll put you in the class of trailers. Article 6, paragraph 4 says all wheeled vehicles carrying goods to passengers towed or pushed by other wheeled vehicles to be classed as trailers and subject to trailer toll 35 cents.
There you are, McGee. Now see if it'll start.
Okay, I'll try. Well, can you imagine that, Bud? The starter must have been stuck. Well, here's your 30 cents. Come on, raise the bar. Don't be holding us up. We're in a hurry. Come on.
And so we leave Fibber and Molly and return to the studio for a song by our lovely to look at and easy to listen to Gail Page.
In the twinkling of an eye, all the world was hers, so topsy-turvy, everything strange, suddenly changed. In the twinkling of an eye, music fell from out the sky, melodies from trees and hurdy-gurdy sang in my ear. He's here now, he's here. Don't you let him pass you by. Shyly, demurely, you seem to be purely a dream. What a lovely dream. Quickly but surely, you held me securely. Believe it or not, I was glued to the spot. In the twinkling of an eye, with my heart I parted in a hurry, darling, I said, so wisely and well, in the twinkling of an eye. Love at first sight, I've heard tell of it, oh, it's all right. Of the spell of it, I thought it couldn't be. And then it happened to me. Music fell from out the sky. Melodies from trees and hurdy-gurdies rang in my ear. He's here now, he's here. Don't you let him pass you by. Shyly, demurely, you seem to be purely a dream. What a lovely dream. Quickly but surely, you held me securely. Believe it or not, I was glued to the spot in the twinkling of an eye. With my heart, I parted in a hurry. Darling, I fell so wisely and well in the twinkling of an eye. In the twinkling of an eye.
Now let's leave the twinkling of eyes for a moment and talk about the glittering of cars. I realize that a great many of you are already enthusiastic about those sensational new Johnson products, Johnson Auto Wax and Johnson's Auto Cleaner. But if you haven't already discovered this unique method of restoring or preserving the finish on your car, you will be glad to know about Johnson's remarkable, easy-to-use Auto Cleaner. Now, this is not just another cleaner. It's utterly unlike anything you've ever before used on your car. You merely pour a little of the velvet white fluid on a cloth, rub it lightly over the finish, also the glass and chromium. It dries almost instantly to a fine white powder. When you wipe it off, you'll find your car clean and shining. You'll marvel at how quickly, simply, and safely Johnson's Auto Cleaner does the work. Actually, it takes much less time than ordinary cleaners and much less energy. Remember, the purpose of Johnson's Cleaner is to restore the finish on your car and positively will not injure it in any way. Let me read you a voluntary statement from an actual user that will mean more to you than anything I might say. Mr. George Rothang of Santa Rosa, California writes, quote, "The polish can be applied with such little effort and with such astonishing results that I shall never use anything but Johnson's Auto Cleaner and Johnson's Special Auto Wax on my car." End of quote. Mr. Rothang is only one of hundreds of thousands who have abandoned less efficient methods for the modern, unique Johnson's Wax method. So let me urge you to try it on your car, too. You'll be mighty glad you did.
Just a mite there, Harpo. I'll,
Harlow is the name, if you please.
Glad to meet you. But you ain't getting that there Johnson's Auto Wax story over so good. Listen, why don't you tell how them Stone Age fellers polished up their ox carts with bunches of grass, and how the Armenians carried stones for their pyramids into chariots polished up with palm oil, and how Napoleon crossed the Delaware into a boat protected by goose grease, and how modern car history has been made with this here Johnson's Auto Wax.
Well, Fibber, your announcement may be swell, but your history is not so good.
Oh, is that so? Is that so? Molly, come here. Let's show this young whippersnapper what we know about history. Adam was the first feller that ever was invented. He lived all alone, and he never was contented. They made him out of mud in the days gone by, and they hung him on a fence for to see how he'd dry.
Along came Eve, and they both had a battle. He shoved her up a tree to get himself an apple. She got two, and they both ate one.
And ever since then, all our troubles begun. Then came Columbus, and he was dead broke. He discovered America.
And that's no joke.
Then came Dewey and his battleship Maine, and he headed for a certain part of Spain.
His ship was in Havana, a little Spanish town. He told his boys, we'll just hang around. Then came the Spaniards, and they blew up the moon.
And the United States whipped the devil out of Spain. Then came the Kaiser to get a view of France.
The doughboys turned him back with bullets in his pants.
Then came Henry with the hammer and the board, and he took himself a can, and he made himself a fort.
We had good times then, and everyone was busy. We all had money to get ourselves a Lizzie.
The Ford got old, and Henry got busy, so he took another can and made a lady out of Lizzie.
Then came depression and economic talk. We had to sell the car and start in to walk.
Yep, we had hard times there for quite a spell. We've told you the history from Adam on down. Sometimes we're up and sometimes we're down.
So the only thing to do is to do the best you can.
'Cause they sure played the devil when they made the first man. That's history in a few words.
riotous men are about to prove that it's always fair weather when you have a little springtime in your heart, with all the loveliness of spring represented vocally by Gail Page.
When you've got a little springtime in your heart, you can laugh at all the wintry winds that blow. So December comes your way, for you the birds will sing, and buttercups come peeping through the snow. You'll be young, you'll be in love your whole life through. Just as young and more in love than at the start. And each happy scene will be evergreen as the sweetest morning in June, when you've got a little springtime in your heart.
Now, with one hop, one skip, and one jump ahead of television, we take our miracle microphone out on Highway 79 to find Fibber and Molly in a filling station taking refuge from a shower.
Come on, McGee, let's get going again. A little rain won't hurt us.
Shucks, Molly, I don't want to get wet.
Go on with you. We're neither sugar nor salt.
Well, I don't know, Molly. Maybe I ain't salt to you, but you're sugar to me, baby.
Go on with your blarney, McGee. But I wouldn't have you catch cold. You always was sensitive to dampness.
Oh, I don't know, Molly. Shucks, for a feller that's done as much work underwater as what I have.
Tis not underwater you work, McGee. 'Tis under pressure.
Well, oh, hello there, son. Is the rain over yet?
No, not yet. Won't be long now, though. Don't lean against that oil tank, lady. You might get some grease on you.
Thank you, I won't.
As I was saying when you come in, Bud, I shouldn't mind a little drizzle like this here. Feller that's worked underwater as much as me.
Oh, been digging clams?
No. Just annoying an oyster.
Ain't no joking matter, Molly. This deep-sea diving ain't no child's play, I can tell you.
Oh, were you a deep-sea diver?
Sure. Take off your hat, McGee, and let the man see the water on your brain.
You know much about deep-sea work, son?
Not much. Pretty dangerous, ain't it?
Oh, not for a feller that knows how. Shucks, I know the bottom of most of the oceans like the palm of my hand. Used to call me Mudcat McGee, the mastermind of the Mediterranean. Used to dive for pearls.
Interested?
Interesting. No, in the ocean. I'll never forget the time I dived. No.
No.
The time I went underwater for the green pearls of Gasparuma.
Gasper who?
Gasparuma. Oh, Gasparuma. Gasparuma was the king of Gahookistan in about 1634. Noted for his collection of emeralds and pearls. Only feller in the world that ever owned pearls that was a light green color and a half-inch through. But they sunk in a storm at sea and was never saw again until his great-great-great-great-grandson got to thinking about him.
It probably grated on him.
So he calls in Mudcat McGee, the mastermind of the Mediterranean.
How do you spell it, McGee?
M-U-D-A-T. Come to think of it, 'twas Manila Bay. Mudcat McGee, the mastermind of Manila Bay. Well, sir, when the grandson of this here king calls me in, he gives me a map of the Indian Ocean, and he says, well, Sahib, he says.
What?
Sahib, that's what they says over there instead of mister.
Sure. Pig Latin it is.
Oh, no. Just their own language. I spoke it real fluid myself. Sahib, he says, Aname whoopah in condo free scrum? Plum too, I says, smiling real confident. Sakwa, says he, clapping his hands.
Meaning maybe it ain't a home, boys, but it's a palace.
Oh. What did it mean, Sahib?
That there meant that you got the job, son. He was going to pay me 8,674,000 marchellis for the job of bringing the
Well, how much is that in American money?
$2.98 figures the foreign exchange.
No, it was about $600. And Saturday's off. Well, sir, I got me my diving equipment together, my helmet, my rubber suit, my lead-weighted shoes, and my air rifle.
Air rifle?
Yeah, for sharks. Yeah, you just shoot the air rifle at their mouths, and the air bubbles gives them the hiccups. Own idea. Well, sir, come the day I was going to go down for the pearls, and the king says to me, Simbit Kwamushta, Bidsnip, meaning, be careful, son. Okay, says I.
Meaning okay.
Well, sir, with that, they clamps on my helmet. The pump starts clanking, and I plunges into the water. Down I went. Down, down, down.
4 downs and 10 to go.
I passed the octopus on the way, and I seen him staring at me with them pop eyes of his'n, and he waved at me with them 40-foot cuticles.
Articles.
Canticles.
Come to think of it, it was a lobster. Well, sir, I'd located that there wrecked boat so good, I landed right smack dab onto the deck.
The deck of the Hesper.
The deck of the Hesper. No, the name of it was the Mock Taboo, meaning sea lion in Gahookistan. And
I like your sea lion in English better, McGee. I got you there,
okay. Well, sir, I looks around, getting used to the gloom. I seen the dim outline of the ship, and I seen the eyes of millions of deep-sea fish gleaming and shining like...
What's your best auto polish, mister?
Johnson's Auto Wax.
Thanks, Molly. Well, sir, it didn't take me no time to locate them green pearls of Gasparuma. And I give a twitch onto my lifeline, and I says, watch Mala, Bahumut. It's through the telephone onto my helmet.
Oh, you was talking through your hat.
So I started up after shaking the lead out of my diving shoes.
Oh, you had lead in your shoes, too. Did you get any rust spots on your iron will, McGee?
No, but my copper helmet was pinching me, you might. Don't you get it, Molly? The copper helmet was pinching.
Ah, tain't funny, McGee.
Okay. Well, sir, the king was pretty grateful for me restoring them green pearls, and, hey, where you going, Molly?
I got the powder all off me nose under the ocean there, McGee. I'm getting me compact out of the car. I'll be back.
Well, that was sure some experience, mister. But the least the king could have done was to give you one of the pearls.
He did. Give me a hatful of them.
He did. How much did they bring you?
I still got them. I got them right here. I don't like to flash such valuable jewels in front of strangers.
Well, that's all right. Nobody else here. Let's see them.
Okay. But now you tell me if you see anybody coming.
Yeah.
I keep them in this here paper bag just to fool people.
Uh-huh.
Here, take a quick look, bud. There. Ain't them Lulus? Big as marbles.
Hey, no kidding.
Betcha.
Them are genuine green pearls, ain't they? I thought you was fooling.
Who, me? Ain't them whoppers, though? I never... Oh, hello, Molly. I was just showing this here young feller the...
Why don't you give him one, McGee? Don't be so stingy.
Wait a minute, Molly. I was just saying that...
Oh, I wouldn't expect him to give me one of them valuable pearls.
Valuable what? Pearls, is it? Why, shirt is nothing but a sack of green candy balls.
Green candy balls?
Hey, McGee, what do you want?
Say, what's the... You got a lot of nerve. The sweetest story ever told.
And that, friends, was Marcelli and his men discovering with a minimum of effort that when the Three Kings help out, life is worth living in a great big way. Incidentally, you already know that Johnson's unique new auto cleaner works like a miracle in restoring the finish on your car with a minimum of effort. But if you want to protect that finish from the glaring rays of the sun, from gritty dust and dirt, give it a glistening coat of Johnson's time-saving, car-saving auto wax. This finest quality wax is just soft enough for easy, quick application. Yet when it dries, your car fairly gleams under a brilliant armor as hard as flint. It's the modern, easy way to keep new cars looking new and restore that same luster to old cars. And it isn't necessary to wash your car nearly as often after you've given it a coat of Johnson's wax, because the smooth, flawless surface makes it hard for dust and dirt to stick. No matter how old your car may be, a few cents for Johnson's Auto Wax and Cleaner now will restore the finish, give you a car to be proud of, and will pay big dividends by increasing its resale value. Now, I won't ask you to take my word for all these things. Anyone can make claims. What you want is proof. Do you know that the Pittsburgh Testing Laboratory, famous, independent, and unbiased organization, tested Johnson's Auto Wax and Cleaner side by side with other methods and proved that the modern Johnson's Wax method takes less time, less muscle work, and gives more lasting results? And here's some good news for you. If you act at once, your hardware store, service station, or auto accessory shop will give you free one regular 40-cent can of black touch-up enamel with every purchase of Johnson's Auto Wax and Cleaner at the special discount price of only 98 cents. This same offer at the same price is also good in Canada. Now, whether you wax your car yourself or have your regular garage or service station do it, be sure to specify Johnson's Auto Wax and Cleaner. Remember, Johnson's Auto Wax on your car, Tuesday night on your radio. This is Harlow Wilcox speaking. Good night. The selection New Sun in the Sky is from the Bandwagon. This is the National Broadcasting Company. Of Johnson's Wax send you the 16th syncopated session of swell songs and stirring stories with Rico Marcelli's orchestra, the Johnson Merry Men, Lynn Martin and Marion and Jim as those extraordinary, exhilarating exponents of extemporaneous extravaganza, Fibber McGee and Molly. Marcelli and his men start the parade with a medley of circus music. Into the big top, old top.
See the acrobat tumbling down.
See that great big funny clown.
Look out for that big grizzly bear. He'll fight, old circus day just comes around but once a year. Oh, my honey, ain't you glad we're here? All the sideshows we'll investigate and the monkeys we will castigate. Oh, you circus day.
Up here, get your hot dogs and hamburgers. And don't forget your Johnson's Auto Wax and Cleaner at the special combination offer of 98 cents with a free can of touch-up enamel. Johnson's Auto Wax and Auto Cleaner.
When you hear the bells go ding-a-ling, all join round and sweetly you must sing. And when the first stands through, in the chorus all done in, there'll be a hot time in the old town tonight.
Platform and see the most stupendous, startling, stupefying aggregation of monstrosities ever assembled in the one set. Jojo, the dog-faced boy. Fatima, see
comes around but once a year. Oh, my honey, ain't you glad we're here? All the sideshows we'll investigate and the monkeys we'll investigate. Oh, you circus day. Oh, circus day.
Well, when Fibber and Molly are around, we always have a circus, and tonight is no exception to the rule. Here they are, driving along Highway 79, just as they sight the big top.
Look, McGee, there's the circus.
Well, what's the matter, Molly?
Stop the car. Pull over there.
Oh, okay. Gotta get them brakes fixed.
Look. Will you
What's the
look,
matter,
McGee?
Molly?
A circus it is.
Huh?
A circus, Ignorant. A circus. Don't you know what a circus is?
Why, sure I know what a circus is. Place where you go on a night that looks clear but won't be, to spend money you can't afford on stuff you don't give a hoot about, just so you can get sawdust into your cups, taffy into your hair, and chewing gum onto your shoes. That's what a circus is.
Oh, now, McGee. And have you no youth in your blood? Come on, let's stop and go to the circus.
Yeah. 4 bits apiece to see a dad-ratted flock of moth-eating lions with shaggy hair.
Look what it says, McGee.
Huh?
Mermaid. Real, genuine mermaid. Only 10 cents. Come on, McGee, let's see.
Mermaid. Don't be like that, Molly. Mermaid. A catfish's tail pasted onto a doll's head. That's what it was. Mermaid. Shucks.
Will you look, McGee? See the girls dancing. Oh, my. 'Tis real graceful they are.
Where? Oh, there. Oh, a minuet, huh? Well, shucks. I guess we ought to go see him at that. Might be real educational. Wait a minute till I get a couple of tickets, Molly. How much for tickets, Bud?
50 cents. That'll be $1, brother.
$1? That's kind of steep, ain't it? Here I give up the idea of crawling under the tent, just to be honest, and you tell me...
Hey, up or move on, brother. Don't keep the line waiting. Next,
Okay,
please.
we'll move on. Shucks, Molly. If you'd have made it 2 bits, I might have gone for it.
Oh, McGee, you try to get a discount on your harp and halo.
Oh, shucks.
Let's go over and see the animals first. Well, McGee, what are you doing?
This little fella here wants a nickel to buy some beans for his bean shooter, Molly.
Oh, gee. No, miss.
Now, then, young fella, now you listen here. How'd you like
Right over here, folks, right over here for the thrill of a lifetime. Only 1 dime, 10 cents to see Streppo, the Tiger Man, half man and half tiger, captured in the wilds of Abyssinia at the cost of 15 lives and $200,000. Just so you can see Streppo at the ridiculous cost of 1 dime, 10 cents, the 10th part of $1. Don't crowd, folks, don't crowd. There's plenty of...
Come on, McGee.
Wait a minute, Molly, wait a minute. Now, here's a shooting gallery. Let's try our hands with the rifles, huh?
Oh, now, McGee, you never shot a gun in your life, and you know it.
Oh, is that so? Why, shucks. Didn't I ever tell you about the time I was known as Gun McGee, the 2-gun gambler of Gooper's Gulch? Let me show you how I used to mow down them horse thieves. How much for 5 shots, Bud?
Oh, now, McGee, are you going to...
2 bits, brother. Game of skill, nothing like it to develop a steady-handed and iron nerve. 10 shots for 25 cents. Lady want to shoot first? All right, here you are, lady.
Oh, no, I don't want
Come on now, Molly,
Oh,
shucks.
no.
What was your name, Molly, first? You're a natural gun moll, baby. She loaded, Bud?
It's all set, Doc. No, hold it in the other hand, lady.
Oh, well, like
Here,
this.
here, let me show you, Molly. Like this, you see? The stock close to your shoulder, left hand here, right hand here, and don't squeeze the trigger.
Don't squeeze the trigger.
No, yank it.
Say, brother, that ain't
Oh,
no way
who's doing this, Bud? Now get a line on them clay pipes or them ball targets, Molly, and shut your eyes.
Shut my eyes.
Yeah, and then give the trigger a yank.
Oh, yes.
Now, you got the idea? When you shoot, slide this thing down and back, and she's loaded again. Now, go ahead.
All right, McGee. Here goes.
There.
Can I open my eyes now, McGee?
You done all right, too, Molly. You busted 3 clay pipes.
And I was aiming at the rabbits.
Now, let me show you how it ought to be did. How much for hitting the gong 10 out of 10, Bud?
Oh, now, McGee, you can't.
Hey, bucks to you, brother. Cigar to anybody else.
Oh, a wise guy, huh? Well, I'll show you. Now, give me a loaded one, Bud, and no blanks, another.
Okay, Doc. You better tell me what you're aiming at. It's my $5, you know.
Don't laugh, Bud, don't laugh. Did you ever hear of Annie Oakley?
Yeah, sure. She's the greatest shot that ever lived.
Well, I'm Fibber McGee, the terror of the targets, and Annie doesn't live here anymore. Out of the way there now, Bud. I'm taking the left-hand target there.
Be careful now, McGee.
You watch this, Molly.
Oh, my, he never shot a gun in his whole life.
1, 2, 3,
Oh, my.
4,
Look at that.
Oh,
5,
dear.
6,
Well, I'll be...
7,
Woo.
8,
What?
9, 10.
Say, who are you, Doc? Why'd you learn to shoot like
My,
that?
McGee, 'tis wonderful you were.
Keep your $5, Bud. You're awful easy took. Come on, Molly, let's get out of here.
Why, McGee, you never told me you was a crack shot. My, 'twas wonderful.
Why, shucks, that was nothing. You should have seen the time I trimmed Willie Prim's mustache with a .45 at a distance of 92 foot. With one hand blindfolded behind me, Oh, hello there, son.
Hey, mister,
Huh?
I lost my quarter.
You lost your quarter? McGee, did you give the lad a quarter?
Sure.
Well,
He gave me a quarter behind the gallery, and he
hit the gong with my bean shooter every time he shot. What? Gee, I hit every time, too, didn't I?
Well, shucks, Bud, you hadn't ought to. Hey, Molly, where you going, Molly? Hey.
Well, the little things that Fibber says he used to do were largely a matter of imagination. But to Lynn Martin, the little girl with the grown-up voice, the little things you used to do are true enough. Lynn Martin.
Those ashes on the floor, the way you slam the door, I miss them when the day is through. When I sit alone and think of you, and the little things you used to do, the spot upon your tie, the way that you would lie when I found out you'd been untrue. You will never know how much I long for the little things you used to do. All your little faults I used to see would make me angry then, but I'd love them all if I could be back in your arms again. The way you used to clown, the way that you would frown at any other man I knew. Oh, you'll never know how much I miss them, the little things you used to do. Love came at last, love had its day, that day is past, you went away, and now my lonely heart is singing, lover, come back to me. All your little faults I used to see would make me angry then, but I'd love them all if I could be back in your arms again. The happiness we planned as we sat hand in hand, it's hard to think it won't come true. Oh, you'll never know how much I love you, and the little things we used to do.
Now, I'm going to take just a moment to tell you what Johnson's Auto Cleaner and Auto Wax can do for you.
Hey, say, Harpo, did I ever tell you what Johnson's Auto Wax did for me? When I was down...
No, and my name is not Harpo. Don't you know yet who I am?
Oh, sure. You're Harpo Wilcox, the polo player. You think.
Oh, I see.
Hoof beat Harpo, the heavy-handed horseman. But as I was saying, Harpo, did I ever tell you about the time I and my party was surrounded by the deadly Jiverhoo Indians into the jungles of the Amazon?
No, and I don't want to hear
Well,
it.
sir, there we was. Rifles lost into the swamp, and all we had for to save our lives was 2 cans of Johnson's Auto Cleaner and a dozen bows and 50 arrows we'd swiped from the engine. So, you know what we done?
No, but we haven't got
Well,
time
sir,
now.
at my suggestion, we smeared Johnson's Auto Wax onto the arrowheads and shot 'em at the engine. Boy, did that polish 'em off. Well,
Mickey, come back here and run over this song with me.
okay, but I'd rather run over Harpo with the steamroller. Well, he's always busting in.
Well, we refuse to back up Fibber's claim that Johnson's Auto Cleaner and Auto Wax will save your life. But we know it will save you time, expense, and labor. In a few minutes, you're going to hear from Fibber and Molly again. But right now, let me point out that if you have an old car that's ceased to look its best, or a new car that's beginning to lose its sparkle, you'll be amazed at how quickly and easily you can restore the finish with Johnson's sensational new auto cleaner. Actually, it seems to work like magic, for the entire principle is new and totally unlike any cleaner you may have tried before. Johnson's cleaner is much quicker to use, takes much less muscle work, and positively will not injure the finish in any way. All you do is rub the creamy white liquid over the surface. Then with a dry cloth, you wipe it off. You'll be astonished to see a complete transformation from a dull finish to one that gleams and glitters in the sunlight. For Johnson's cleaner actually polishes as it wipes away every speck of dirt and gummy road film. Try it. You'll be mighty glad you did. Well, now let's see what that song is that Fibber and Molly were practicing. What is it, Molly?
Don't tell him, Molly. Don't tell him. Shucks, he'll just twist it around so he can get in something about Johnson's Auto Wax. The name of the song is, No Matter How Hard You Rub, Roscoe, You Can't Harm the Finish.
Oh, go on. I don't believe that's the name of it at all.
Oh, then you're smarter than I give you credit for. Give us a chord, Marshmallow. That's fine. Why don't you play like that all the time? She was an acrobat's daughter. Her folks were the bounding McGee. She turned 21 and married the son of the man on the flying trapeze. Take it away, Molly.
Oh, the wedding was held in the circus for all the spectators to see. And when they were wed, they both stood on their heads. An acrobat's daughter was she. She could do a backflip, a front flip, a three acrobatic grace.
An if-up, a trip-up, without landing on her face.
She could do contortions with portions of her swell anatomy.
You'd wonder, by thunder, which end you would rather see.
McGee?
Oh, she was an acrobat's daughter.
Her pets were the little trained fleas.
She taught them some facts.
About Johnson's wax.
Get out of here, Harpo. This is my trapeze.
Oh, dressed up in her tight trimmed with spangles.
She looked just as cute as could be.
But
There
she
ain't no
feared
folly.
they might tear, so she carried a spare.
An acrobat's daughter was she.
And with a long look at the script and a short wave from the engineer, we find ourselves, oddly enough, back at the circus, where Molly and Fibber are examining the deep-sea curiosities in a sideshow.
Why, shucks, son. You ain't got nothing here I ain't seen before.
Oh, now, McGee, are you going
Well, what do you got? A couple of starfish, octopus, say, what's that thing?
That in the case there?
Yeah.
Well, that's a species of gastropod mollusk. It adheres to the timbers and rocks in the bottom of the ocean. It's called a limpet.
A which?
A limpet.
A limpet.
A whippet?
Skip it.
Say, what's this? A swordfish, ain't it?
What did you think it was, McGee? A raspberry jellyfish?
Sure, that's a swordfish. Why?
Well, you got the wrong name onto the case then, son. It says Exiphius gladiolus.
Well, you wouldn't understand it, McGee. It's deep, see?
Oh, shucks.
That's the name in Latin for swordfish.
Oh,
Zippius gladius.
go on. Don't tell me them fish talk Latin, bud. With that there pointed chin on him, he'd be lucky to blow bubbles.
You'll have to excuse him, mister. He's real ignorant he is about marine life.
Well, what of it? I was in the Army myself. But I do know all about this here Exiphius gladiolus, them swordfish. I fought a duel with one once. You want to hear about it?
No, let it go.
Well, sir, it was whilst I was down
now, McGee. Will you please stop?
I'm afraid I can't listen long anyway. I'm packing up and selling out today.
Matter, bud? A business bum?
Yes, people want freaks and the hoochie-coochie. This is too legitimate.
My, that's too bad.
Why, shucks, bud. All you gotta do is get some showmanship into this joint. For an instance, you cut the octopus in two, join it onto the shark, and call it the deadly octoshark of the Indian Ocean. Or if you gotta have a Latin name for it, Sharkus ferocious Indianapolis. You hear that, Molly? I says
Oh, it ain't funny, McGee.
Okay. But as I was saying about my duel with the swordfish, I was the skipper of the Molly McGee that time, Molly, before I'd ever met you.
Oh, go on with you, McGee. If you never met me, how could you name a boat for me?
Why, shucks. You was the gal of my dreams, baby. Well, sir,
Say, if you'll excuse me, I'll be...
Yes, you'll be interested in this, Bud. You see, all us fellas was real crazy about fishing down there in Tampa.
Sure. Kind of temperamental you were.
Yeah, I mean, no. Oh, well, all us fellas had a fishing and a fencing club. The CHTF club. And as
What club?
The CHTF club. You see, we had to bring in at least the fins of every fish we caught for proof. So we called the club the CHTF.
Meaning what?
You can't harm the fins. Get away from here, Harpo. I said fins, not finish. Well, sir, I always fished with Joe Glump, who was almost as good a fisherman as what I was, and pretty near as good a fencer.
How much did you charge to fix a fence, McGee?
Dad, rather we didn't fix fences, we fenced. We fit with swords.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, sir, this day Joe comes up to me and he says, Stabber, he says. Who? Stabber. Stabber McGee, the swordfish slayer of the South Sea.
Oh, my.
Well, sir, Joe comes up to me and he says, Stabber, he says. What, I says. Sticking a 2-ton hammerhead shark onto a hook for bait. What you want, I says. Well, sir, says he, whilst we're waiting to get to the fishing grounds, how about a little fencing bout on the deck for fun and exercise? Okay, says I, juggling a couple of spare anchors to limber up my wrist.
Why didn't you go down and stick your head in the flywheel to loosen up your neck, McGee?
Fencers don't use neck muscles much, Molly. Well, sir, Joe Glump went to get the sword.
You say this Joe Bump was a swordman, too?
Glump was his name, not Bump. Spelled GhtUKYWJZ.
Huh?
Well, he was a Czechoslovakian fellow. He spelled it kind of funny. Well, sir, up he come with the swords, and we start fencing. I was slowly pressing Joe back when all of a sudden, Joe hollers out, real painful. And there was a giant swordfish that had leapt over the rail behind him and stuck Joe into the
McGee
shoulder. Well, sir, I started fixing up Joe's shoulder when the swordfish come for me. So I gets into fencing position, and there I was, standing there slim and graceful, the picture of courage and strength. When all of a sudden, he lunges at me.
Oh, he brought his own lunge. You get it, McGee? I said.
It ain't funny, Molly. Besides, I need all my wits to fight this here fish. Well, sir, on he comes, flipping along the deck real uncanny. Them little green eyes fixed onto mine, trying to hypnotize me. Up he riz, onto his tail, 15 foot high. Hi, man. Then, like lightning, the swordfish attacked. I parried. He cut. I painted.
Get away?
No, I mean I painted into my fences. I pretended to make a pass at him and didn't. Well, sir, for 3 hours and 8 minutes, we pit like fencing fools, cutting, stabbing, and thrusting, all into a deadly silence. Then I got mad. And like lightning, I slashed at him, under a gill, over a fin, on his tail, slicing off scales by the thousands, till suddenly I made one terrible thrust, and I had my sword right at his throat. But when I seen the utter despair into his eyes, I didn't have the heart to kill. So I stepped back and bowed.
Yeah?
Yeah. I stepped back, wiped my sword, and bowed. The swordfish give me one heart-busted look out of them little green eyes, flips over to the cabin door, jabs his sword into it, breaks it off at the nose, flaps back and bows to me, and then bows to Joe. We both bowed back, and with a kind of a funny little moan, the swordfish curtsies and hurls itself back into the ocean. I never fished no more in them waters.
Why not, McGee?
Shucks, it's too easy. That swordfish must have passed the word about me to his finny friends. Because always after that, they never put up a fight. They just swim out and jab their swords into the side of my boat, waiting to be hauled in. Why, the last trip I made, I got back to Tampa with 47 swordfish sticking into the side of the boat. Looked like a sea-going porcupine. That's why I says, Bud, that... That's why I says that I never... Oh, for the love of...
Don't wake him up, McGee. He's asleep in the deep.
Shucks, that's all the appreciation of faith.
And that's the sweetest story ever told.
car by removing grit, dirt, and discolorations with Johnson's easy-to-use auto cleaner. Now, whether your car is new or old, you can protect that finish from rain, sun, and sticky road film by giving it a beautiful coat of Johnson's time-saving, car-saving auto wax. It's so easy to apply, gives sparkle and brilliance, yet dries to a hard, flint-like armor that dust and dirt will not stick to. That's why a Johnson Wax car doesn't have to be washed nearly as often, and that's why a Johnson Wax car brings you more money at the time of resale. Just let me read you a letter from Mr. Henry Fonder Maiden, prominent San Francisco used car dealer. He says, after trying many cleaners and polishes, we find the best and quickest results are obtained with Johnson's cleaner and Johnson's automobile wax. It not only makes our cars look like new, but requires the least effort and time. So if you want a car with a surface as smooth and bright as polished glass, let me urge you to take advantage of this generous free offer, good in the United States and Canada. Go to your regular hardware store or wax dealer. Buy Johnson's Auto Wax and Cleaner at the special low price of 98 cents and receive free a regular 40-cent can of black touch-up enamel. Or let your garage or service station wax your car. But insist on Johnson's Auto Wax and Auto Cleaner. Remember, you have a rhythmical, riotous rendezvous with the many-sided McGees next Monday evening at this hour, when we're
You
going
betcha,
to...
folks. And the only thing that me and
Harlow.
The only thing me and Polo here can say at the end of one of these programs that won't spoil them is Johnson's Auto Cleaner, because
It will not harm the finish.
That ratted Harper, will you leave me alone when I'm...
McGee, will you sit down and let Mr. Wilcox say good night?
Okay, I was just helping him with his stuff.
Well, until next Monday night, then, at this same hour, I give you the Old Lang sign-off. Join us again then when we'll have Marcelli's music louder, Fibber's stories stronger, Molly's kibitzing better, and Johnson's Auto Cleaner. This is Harlow Wilcox, smiling through, I hope. Good night. This program came to you from our Chicago studios. This is the National Broadcasting Company.